coaching and plans to complete her internship and continue her coaching career while starting her graduate program in psychological research. Karina is escorted today by her mother, Irma Alcala, boyfriend, Trevor Dickerson, grandmother, Irma Alcala, and aunt, Rokio Alcala. From Dallas, Karina Garcia. Our next senior is number 5, Anna Marie Sternisha. Anna Marie is also a 2024 AMC All-Academic Team selection. In 46 career games, she's batting .294 with 17 runs scored, 6 doubles, 28 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, a .394 on-base percentage, and a .349 slugging percentage. Anna Marie will graduate in May with a degree in biology and a minor in chemistry, and plans to attend the Harding University College of Pharmacy after graduating. She's escorted today by her parents Mick and Kim and her sister Rachel. From Olive Branch, Mississippi, Anna Marie Sternisha. Our next senior is number 12, Abby West. Abby was a 2024 AMC second team selection, an all-academic team selection, a gold glove winner as a utility infielder, and an all-tournament team selection. In 94 games, she is batting .344 with 63 runs scored, 19 doubles, 3 triples, 21 home runs, 89 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, a .417 on-base percentage, and a .670 slugging percentage. Abby will graduate in May of 2026 with a degree in middle-level education and a concentration in math and science. After CBC, she plans to obtain a middle school teaching position with the possibility of coaching softball. Abby is escorted today by Stephanie Langley and Josh Miller, her Nana and Pa, Randy and Kathy, her brothers Gus and her father Travis. From Ida, Abby West. It's turned up all the way.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Our next senior is number 24, Olivia Pickard. Olivia was a 2023 AMC All-Academic Team selection and came to CBC 3 years ago from Medina, Tennessee. Olivia will graduate in December with a degree in psychology and counseling and plans to get her master's and become a child life therapist. Olivia is escorted today by her parents, Danny and Misty. Number 24, Olivia Pickard. Next is number 25, Bailey Ainsworth. Bailey is a 2-time AMC All-Academic Team selection, and in 61 games, she has batted .282 with 28 runs scored, 2 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, 19 RBIs, 12 steals, an on-base percentage of .358, and a slugging percentage of .388. Bailey will graduate in December with a degree in secondary social studies and a minor in kinesiology and coaching, and she plans to get an internship and start teaching 7th to 12th grade history while pursuing a coaching career, while putting a new focus on love, her family, hobbies, and continuing her walk with the Lord. Bailey's escorted today by her parents, John and Crystal,
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Can you see anything on that? Okay, good. We'll just do that way.
How we were doing?
It's great to have. Hey, Aaron.
It won't be published, but what I am going to do is I can make copies.
Hey, Eric, will you go knock on the door and tell the officer we're ready? Eric, will you go knock on the door and tell the officer we're ready? I don't see them, but we're ready when they get out here. Hey, Maverick's going to fill out the record.
Maverick.
Say what? That's what it is. What's going on?
Mic check, 1 2 1 2 1 2. That's better.
Thinking about going to see that.
Before Monday. Or before Monday after.
So you don't really know. Well, I was going to say, if you wanted to go today, I could ride home with you and go. And we could just go there, and then, or if you want to go tomorrow afternoon, or if you want to get up Monday morning and go, that's fine too. Christy, I believe. Yeah, because she's going to go back tomorrow afternoon. Carol's with him tomorrow.
Are you guys working on Monday? Okay, I'll just go Monday. So, I'll just head out.
That will be perfect.
Somebody at James' house?
Yeah. Your dad was there. Yeah. And then Sissy was there the other day. I'm going to Branson the end of this month, so I'll go out and check on it. Bobby Bokin, one of his neighbors, he's mowing the yard for us. And then Dad's neighbor Irene, she lives just up she can drive up to our road, and her house is just right there. So she checks on the house. If he gets a package, she'll go get it. Yeah.
Because I figured I would kind of drive that, right?
Yeah.
Or I could.
But no, we've been checking on it. And we've got cameras, so. And we've got his truck. Because he wanted somebody to be driving his truck. The gray one. And then, which works out because Chaz's got to go to the shop. So Chaz will take my car, and then I'll be driving the green truck. Well, maybe he wants to drive the green truck.
I don't know if he wants to drive it.
I don't figure he will.
So that's a big truck.
Yeah. So I'll be
Driving it
driving.
on the small highways in Missouri is bad enough. Let alone busy Memphis highway. Or just city
Well,
traffic.
you're gonna wait till Monday, then we might stay and watch a little bit of the game. If that's okay. Is that all right? Are you ready to go?
Oh yeah, I've been up since 3:30.
I'll ride with you.
In the car. I told my friend, he was like, oh yeah, what time do you have to get up? I was like, about that.
Bright and early. He didn't get up and have breakfast ready for you?
He did like burger and so I like coffee pot.
Well, that was nice.
So it was ready and I just poured in a coffee mug, which he gave me a free Yeti. He said, hey, take this. We get discounts. It's great.
Perfect.
So I added in the coffee mug and I was like, all right, here we go. Sit that for a while.
But no, if you're ready, I'll go
I had to wait for
I can even drive.
I probably head out before this because I'm going to stop in here.
Oh, I don't care nothing about working out. My working out's been up these steps in Caroline's apartment. I'm like, really? Third floor? Tired. Could have done the second floor. You know, when the ceilings are 20 feet tall, then you got to walk. I mean, it's basically 4 flights.
I would put this back over there, but I want y'all to take that back.
Well, I think Chuck Collins going to leave here a little bit because he's going to stop up here and work out. I'm going to ride with him, but
If you're one, I'd say you go to Brady, but I don't know any of these people. I don't know any of these people other than
Leading off, playing right field, number 1.
And we're now here leading off is going to be Lewis here for William Woods in right field. Second will be Prince in left field.
Batting third.
And batting third will be Kai Holtz over at third.
Batting fourth.
And behind the plate is going to be Aguiar. And Spillman will be over at short. Lones will be the designated player.
Designated player, number 5, Sammy Lonis.
Lonis will be the DP.
Batting seventh at first baseman.
Seventh will be
Addie Ray.
Ray over at first.
Batting eighth, the center fielder.
And it's going to be the center fielder, Higgins.
Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 7, Caitlin Plasmeyer.
Glassmeyer.
And in the circle, number 11, Taylor Bomber.
And Bomber will be at the pitching position.
By Tracy Gaston. She is assisted by Maya Santos and Taylor Bell. And now the starting lineup for your Central.
And then starting for CBC, it's going to be the left fielder
28, Madeline Tubbs.
and Tubbs.
Batting second to third baseman, number 1, Tavia Bradley.
And Bradley will be playing over at third.
Batting third, the shortstop, number 15, Corey Trulove.
And then Trulove will be at short.
Cleanup batter is the first baseman.
First baseman will be Johnson.
Batting fifth, playing center field,
And then
Elizabeth
Stouffer will be in center.
Batting sixth, the second baseman.
And then West will be at second.
West.
And the designated player,
Seventh, the designated player, number 5, Anna Marie Sternisha.
Sternisha, will be the designated player.
Batting eighth and catching, number 25.
And behind the plate, it'll be Ainsworth. And the right fielder will be Sheffield will be at right. And those are your starting lineups.
00, Alex Jeter.
And then Jeter will be on the mound.
The Mustangs are coached by Keith Hinton. He's assisted by Randy Trulove, and today Lauren Anderson. And now Mustang fans and softball fans, if you'll please stand and lift your hats for a word of prayer, followed by the playing of our national anthem. The flag is located in the circle by the front entrance of City Park. Let us pray. Father God, thank you for allowing us to be here today to witness this great softball game between these two outstanding schools. We want to thank you for the weather that you've given us, and we ask that you would allow the players to play, the coaches to coach, and the umpires to officiate to the best of their abilities. In your name, amen. We're having some technical difficulties. Just hang tight with us.
Olivia, what? What's your password? 07 22 04 04. Nobody remember that.
Okay, and we're about ready to start this game. Beautiful morning, for baseball here. Pitch by the mascot right over the plate. So we'll get ready to warm up here at the ballpark. No complaints again. Overcast skies, 76 degrees around what the temperature will be for first pitch for this doubleheader against William Woods. The winner of this will determine having straight third place standings in the softball conference. And then, of course, the conference tournament will be back here at City of Colleges Park coming up later this month. As yesterday, CBC played softball against Cotty and won those two games. And Lewis will lead off here. As they beat Gotti in the first game 2-1 and won the second game 3-2 yesterday. So taking both games yesterday and that doubleheader. And they walked off on both games in the bottom of the 7th inning. The bottom of the 8th, so both of them took extras. Here's the pitch. Ball just misses there. Strike, 11-12 first pitch. No balls and a strike to the batter here. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, pops that up, going back towards the center fielder. And she'll fly out to center field to start us off. Prince coming up to bat now. No one on. Here's the pitch. All right, being called there. No balls and a strike here to Prince. Prince will be playing in left field as part of our first game of our doubleheader today. The pitch and a ball just misses there. Count is tied up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Prince. Looks in for a sign, has it. Here's the pitch. Ball just a little bit on the high side of it. 2 balls and a strike now to Prince. 2 balls, 1 strike, and one away on the pop fly. Looks in. 2-1 count. The pitch, high fly ball, fouls it down the third base side, and it will be grabbed by the fielder there for the second out of the inning. So back-to-back pop flies. Kaiholz now coming up to bat. Fly out to center and then fly out to left in foul territory to start us off here. Pitch. Ball just misses. Strike, late strike call there. No balls and a strike here. No balls, 1 strike, 2 away. 2 pop flies to start us off here. Right, they're being called. No balls and 2 strikes here. Good crowd on this Saturday before Easter. Even fans sitting on the hill. Ground ball. That time it's going to go to the shortstop. Shows over to first in time for out number 3. And they will go 1, 2, 3 to start off the first. Still no score. And there's a third over to second, and we'll start it here for the first half of the bottom of the first. The senior Tubbs over in left field coming up to bat, making that grab there in foul territory to get the second out of the innings to start us off in the top half of the first inning of play. And here we go, we're back here. Bottom half of the first. William Woods went 1-2-3 back in the bottom of the first. 2 pop flies and a ground out to end the inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Or actually, ground ball back to the pitcher. Off the pitcher, throws over to first. And that's going to be a runner on at first. E1. And an error on the pitcher there as it was right to her glove. Bradley coming up to bat, playing third today. Runner on at first after the error here. Looks in. There's the pitch. Strike being called there. Oh, ball's in a strike. An illegal pitch, so 1-0 count due to the illegal pitch there. And so we'll resume here, at least on the third base side. CBC coach was fine with the explanation, waiting for, still talking with one of the coaches for William Woods, as the first base umpire today is explaining the reason for the illegal pitch. Still having a discussion here. Dimensions here is 200 feet across the board, left, right, center, and down the lines, all 200 feet here at the ballpark. 1 ball, no strike due to the illegal pitch. Would have been a strike if it was legal. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss there. That time it's going to tie the count up at 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 on due to the error by the pitcher. 1-1 count now. Pitcher back onto the rubber now. Looks in. Here's the 1-1. Ball that's high. Runner back over to first. And a tag, but safe back at the plate. So 2 balls and a strike here. 2 balls, 1 strike here. Pitcher looks in for the count. 2-1. Here's the pitch. The bunt pulls it back. A strike will be called anyway. Count is tied up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, and a runner on at first base, and no one out. Looks in. Back onto the rubber. Has her sign. The pitch. High fly ball. Pops that one, and it's going to be out of play on the third base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. It fouled that one away to stay alive at 2-2. Looking in, checks the runner, checks the wrist pad with the signals. Looks in, high fly ball, pops that one up, and catching it there, she flies out to the left fielder. That's 7. True Love coming up now to bat, the shortstop. She's a junior, plays second and short, hitting .317 on the season, .373 on the OBP, and on slugging .410 for the season. That's how our season is. Pitch that's up high, swing and a miss on a pitch up high and away. Runner over at first now. Pitcher back onto the rubber now. Looks in the pitch. Ball high and away that time. Count is tied up at 1 ball, 1 strike here. Pitcher back onto the rubber. Checks the runner now at first. Runners were stuck there after the pop fly. Pitch. And it's foul down that time, down the first base side. Runners are on at first now. Slight wind being blown in. A little humid out here. Looking in, the pitch. Swing and a miss there, and she is struck out there for out number 2. Johnson, the first baseman, now coming up to bat. Pitcher back onto the rubber. And down low that time for a ball. Johnson coming in with a 320 average, a 429 OBP, and slugging 639 for the season. That's how our season's been so far. 1 ball, no strikes, runner over at first. Got onto the air, pitch that's up high, and it's going to now be a count of 2 balls and no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes, and 2 away. Back onto the rubber here. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's now going to be 2 balls and a strike. 1 strikeout so far for William Wood's pitcher. Back on the wristband for the signal. Looks in. Here's the pitch. A high fly ball. Pops that up. Going behind home plate here. And it will bounce towards the concession stand behind the plate. Runner over at first base. Had the single there. Back onto the plate now. There's the pitch. Ball right there. Misses. Count is full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Runner over at first. Got on by via the air and has been left there. Fly out to left and a strikeout. There's the pitch. Johnson pops it up. Going towards the fielders there, and the left fielder will overtake at that time. There was no runs off of no hits, 1 error, and 1 left. We've now played 1 full, still tied at 0. Now back here to the top half of the second. Angular coming back up to bat to lead us off here. Here's the pitch. Right, being called there. No balls and a strike here. Angular back in. Looks in. Time being called. No balls. 2 strikes now. Here's the pitch. Swing. Fouls that one away to stay no balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes to the batter here. Time called now. Looks in. Pulls it back in time. One ball, 2 strikes now. Pitch. Fouls that one right back towards the fence there. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Leadoff hitter now trying to stay alive. A pretty good lengthy at bat this time. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. She will strike her out, and that's her. First strike there. Spillman now coming up to bat. She's playing it short here. There's the pitch. Strike being called there. No balls and 1 strike. Back into the batter's box now. Here's the pitch. Here's the bunt, pulls it back in time. And it's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away here in the top half of the second. Here's the pitch. Pulls it back. Oh, actually a strike will be called that time. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Already 1 strikeout so far this half inning. Looks in, has the sign, the pitch. Ball just misses there. Count is tied up at 2 all. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Looks in, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the 2-2. And the blooper that gets down and the base hit has a 1-out single that time by Spillman. Lonis now up to bat now. She'll be playing as a designated player in this game. Back up, back onto the rubber now. Looks in, here's the pitch. Ball that's down, but the catcher saves it there. Lonis is hitting a .306 average and 34 games and is slugging .409 on the season. Here's the pitch. Try being called there. Throws over to first, runner back in time. And Lonis is slugging .490 and OBP percentage .389. Here's the pitch. Try being called there. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. And she in the field is a fielding percentage of .982 on the season. Here's the pitch. Ball just misses there. Count is tied up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Back onto the mound here, or back onto the rubber. Batter back up. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. And a foul ball that time down the third base side. Count stays tied up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Over at first is Aguilar, or excuse me, is Spillman off the 1-out single. Steps back into the batter's box. Looks in. The pitch. Strike 3. Caught looking that time. That's 2 strikeouts this half inning. Ray now coming up to bat, the first baseman. Here's the pitch. Strike being called there. Ray so far sitting at .258, slugging .348, and an OB percentage of .324, and fielding a .995 on the season. Ball misses there. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ray. Ray's over at first today in this game. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Fouls that right off the fence here. As you can hit in our crowd mic here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top half of the second inning. Looks in. Waits for a sign. Here's the 1-2. Ball just misses there. Low and away. 2 all. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And 1 over at first. Time being called by the batter. Back to the batter's box here. Runner over at first. Isn't moved yet. Pitch. Fouls that one down the first base side. Stays alive at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1 on. Spillman reaching on the 1-out single. Spillman now Still over at first. And started leading off. The 2-2 again. The pitch. Ball inside that time. And, oh, actually, that's a correction there. That's a strike 3. So 3 strikeouts there. No runs on 1 hit. And no errors. 1 left on. And we've now played 1.5 still. Tied at 0. Back here to the bottom of the second here. And Stouffer now up to bat here. She's over in center field today. Stouffer and West, the first 2 here to the bat. Steps back in. Looks in now. Here's the pitch. Ball just outside that time. 1 ball, no strikes. Overcast skies. Sun not a problem here. Infield and outfield both turf here at the City of Colleges Park. Here's the pitch. A little high there. It's going to be 2 balls and a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, and nobody out here as this is the leadoff hitter for this half inning of play. Just joining us, still tied at 0. This pitch, ball that's up high there. Looking at the line scores, CBC no runs off of no hits, no errors. And for them, for William Woods, here's a pitch. Strike being called there. No runs off of 1 hit and 1 error for the game. Both teams leaving 1 on so far. CBC back up to the at-bat here. Looks in, fouls that one down and out of play to the third base side, behind the stands. Looking in. Count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, pops that one up, fouls it down, and to the roof of the concession and bathroom place. And that one may have gotten stuck on the roof here. 3 balls, 2 strikes here. Nobody out. Here it is. Count is full again. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one again back. And that one is over the top of the roof that time. Rolls and bounces back off the roof that time. 3 balls, 2 strikes here. And there is no one out. A long battle here going on for this team. And walks her. Walks her there. And West coming up to second baseman here for CBC. As a senior who's an infielder and hitting .380, .449 on base percentage, .595 is what she's slugging so far. Here's the pitch. Ball, that's low there. Still has some good speed. You could hear the snap of the glove on a crowd mic here for this pitcher. Runner over at first. It's Stouffer who got on via the walk. Here it is. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ball high. Runner will be back over at first base. 2 balls, no strikes here. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one straight back against the fence here. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Runner over at first base. Got on via the walk. Looking in. Here's the pitch. Ball. Actually, a strike being called there. Excuse me. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and nobody out here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Count is tied. Looks in. The pitch. Fouls that one straight back again. 2 balls and 2 strikes remain after fouling off again. Back onto the rubber now. Pitcher back on the rubber here. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Here's the pitch. Ground ball gets through. Base hit. 1 run will make their way across the second. Will hold up at second and safe, as it was a single that time. So West will get on via the single. Tanisha now coming up to bat. The designated player now in this game. Runners are on at first and second, and nobody out here. Looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. Drive being called there. No balls and a strike. No balls, no strikes, and nobody out. Here in the bottom of the second. The pitch. Fouls that one off the fence here. Count now is no balls, 2 strikes here. No balls, 2 strikes, and no one out. A walk to lead off, and then West on the single. Here's the pitch high for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to the batter. Batter steps back in. And here's the pitch there. Strikes are out that time. And that is her second strikeout today. Ainsworth coming up, the catcher now. ZBC. Runners are on at first and second. Runners at first and second here. Center fielder was towards the warning track, swinging a miss that time. To start it off. No balls and a strike here to Ainsworth. Runners are on first and second base. Looks in. Here's the sign. Swing and a miss that time. No balls and 2 strikes here. No balls, 2 strikes here to the Ainsworth. Pitcher's count here. Runners are on first and second and 1 away. Here's the pitch. High for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Steps back up. Looks in. Pops it back in. One ball, 2 strikes here. Steps back in. Fouls that one back again. One ball, 2 strikes here. Steps in. Here's the pitch again. And it gets down just in front of the center fielder. 1 run will hold up at third, and the bases are loaded here in the bottom of the second. Sheffield now up to bat. Ball gets away, runner will make the way across, and coming around to score will show for the leadoff that was walked. And it's going to be a 1-0 now, CBC here. Time being called as a quick mound visit.
We got a TTTO, we got a TTTO, we got a TTTO, we got a TTTO.
Back here now as the runners are now still on first, second, and third. Runner came around to score. West is at third. And the runner at second. So second and third. Right being called there. 1 ball, 1 strike here to the batter. 1 ball, 1 strike here now to the batter. And 1 away. The strikeout was the 1 away. Looks in as the pitch. Bunts it. Gets it right to the third baseman. And the runners will have to stay put there. And we'll go back to Tubbs at the first top of the order here. And she reached to first on the error. So runners are now having to stay at second and third there. She steps up to the batter's box here. One 1-0 count now. Back onto the batter's box here. Here's the pitch. Ball up high. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 away. Looks in. Here's the pitch. And strike being called there. 2 balls, 1 strike here. Steps back on. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Pops that one up. Popping it up there will be the third baseman. Will grab it for the third out to end the inning of play. 1 run off of 2 hits and no errors and 1 left, 2 left on, and we've played 2, and we'll be back after this.
Yeah. Well, also, it's more humid than normally this time of the year. Because we're supposed to have a strong storm come through tomorrow, so the humidity's already up. That's better. Should help a little bit.
Leading off the top of the third for the Owls.
Back here now in the top half of the third is Hakens here. So 2 more, and they'll be back at the top of their order here in the third inning of play. We're towards the bottom of the order. Here's the pitch. Ball just misses there. 1 ball, no strikes here to the batter. Steps back up. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Or looking in. Here's the pitch. Right, being called there. Actually, a ball, excuse me. 2 balls, no strikes. Batter shifts back into the batter's box here. Looking in. Here's the pitch. Ball misses there. 2 balls, 3 balls, and no strikes now to the batter here. 3 balls, no strikes. Threatening on the possible first walk in the game so far. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Right, being called there. 3 balls and a strike now. 3 balls, 1 strike here to the batter. 1-0 CBC here in the top half of the third. Here's the ground ball, gets down to the second baseman, throws over to first in time for out number 1.
Second baseman, Taylor
Passmore now up to bat. Fouls that one straight back here. No balls and a strike to steps back in. No balls and 1 strike, 1 away. The 1 out was the ground out to the second baseman. And gets down, ground ball, throw over to first in time for out number 2. And that's 5-3 there. And back up to Lewis, who flew out to center. She is 0 for 1 for the day. No ball, 0 for 1, nobody on. 2 straight outs. Here's the pitch. There's the bunt, pulls it back instead. And will be called for a ball as she pulled it back in time. Steps up, time being called here. It's just a quick mound visit here. Looking here, last inning, CBC scored 1 off the 2 hits, no errors, and left 2 on. And looks like we're back under resumption there. A very quick mound visit there as there's 2 away. 2 ground outs, 1 to second and 1 to third, back to back. So we're back to the top half of the order. Looks in. There's the pitch, there's the bunt, and it gets down, and that's going to be from the third baseman. Throws over to first, but not in time, as she is safe there. And Prince now coming up as she flew out to left there, back in the first inning. So Prince now back in. Hitting .254 on the season. Here's the pitch. Ball just misses there. 1 ball, no strikes. .254 on the season. Slugging to .322. An OB of .366. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Ball that just misses as well. 2-0 count now. Steps back in. 1-1, excuse me. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 away. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss there. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. 2 away. Runner on. Had the single, a 2-out single. That was a bunt that she beat the throw. Looking in. Here's the pitch. Ball just misses there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Fred's back into the batter's box here. Steps back. Looks for the sign, has it. Here's the pitch. Pops it up. Third baseman calling for it. And she's got it for the 3rd out. And so there was on that one a total of no runs on 1 hit, no error, and 1 left. We've now played a total of 2.5. CBC 1 and William Woods 0.
Lolo.
There she is.
As we now move to the bottom half of the third inning of play. As it will be Bradley, the third baseman, coming up now, as she flew out last time to left and fouls that one away. No balls and a strike here. 0 for 1 today. It flew out to the left fielder the first time. Wind starting to pick up here at the ballpark. Looks in now. Checking for a sign. Here's the 0-1, a pitch. Ball just missed it there. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Leading off here is Bradley. Then True Love, and then Johnson is how that looks for CBC in this half inning. Looks in. Here's the pitch. High for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike here, and nobody out. Back into the batter's box here. And down to the rubber. Here's the pitch. Ball low there. All the way to the backstop is no harm as nobody was on board. Looking in. Time being called. There's the pitch. And a base hit that gets down. So a leadoff single there for Bradley to start us off in the bottom of the third.
The shortstop, True Love.
True Love coming up next to bat. She struck out last time. Back in the first inning of play. CBC had made it to Johnson back in the first. Here's the pitch. Ball outside that time. It's going to be 1 ball. No strikes here now to True Love. Run over at first, had the single. A 1-out single there by Bradley. Stepping back in. Here's the pitch. And strike being called there. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 away. Excuse me, and no one away. Looks in. Here's the pitch. High for a ball that time. 2 balls and a strike here to the batter. 2 balls and 1 strike here. Steps in. Checks the sign on the wrist. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. And strike being called there. Tied up at 2-all. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner over at first base. Swings a couple practice swings. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss there. And a strikeout there. And that is her third. Johnson leading coming up next over at first. She flew out back in the first. Flew out to the left that time. Steps back on. Here's the pitch. Ball high that time. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 away. Runner over at first base. Pitcher checks over at first. And into the dugout. Back onto the rubber now. The pitch. Try being called there. 1 ball, 1 strike now. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 away. Runner over at first base. Looks in. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. Pops it up. Going to drop it just short for a base hit there for the 1-out single. And that will move up Bradley over to second. Stouffer coming up now to bat. She walked and then later on scored back in the second. As she advanced due to the bad pass ball. Here's the pitch. Try being called there. No balls and a strike here to the batter. No balls, 1 strike here. 1 away. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Little excuse me bunt, but that is going to be foul balled.
But if they don't touch it, it's only fair if it goes past.
No balls and 2 strikes here. Looks in, high fly ball, fouls that one away. Count still remains at no balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes here to the batter. Catcher has her sign again. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one away again. Foul tips it. Still remains no balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 away. Pitcher back onto the rubber now. Runners are on first and second. The pitch, swing and a miss. And she will strike her out for strikeout number 4. And West coming up next to bat. 1 for 1, singled back in the second inning of play. She steps back up to bat here.
Come on, Abby!
Checks the runner over at first. Has her sign. Here's the pitch. And strike being called there. No balls and a strike now. And 2 away. No balls, 1 strike here to the batter. Steps back into the batter's box. Runners are on first and second. Here's the pitch. High for a ball that time. Count is tied up at 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 away. Steps back up. Runners are at first and second. The pitch. And strike being called there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the bottom half of the third inning of play. 2 singles so far. Bradley and Johnson that are on. And a ball that just misses there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And 2 away. And 2 on. So all 2s here. Steps back on. Trying to keep the inning alive and the at-bat alive. Here's the 2-2 again. Swing and a miss. And that's strikeout number 5 for him. So a total of no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. And CBC up 1-0 here going in to the 4th inning of play.
Here we go.
Leading off the top of the fourth for the Owls, the third baseman, just for Ty Holmes.
Back here as we go to the 4th inning of play to start us off here. And going to Cajold now up to bat. She is 0 for 1. She grounded out to short the first time. And there's the ball that gets down, grounds over to third, and there is out number 1. Aguilar coming up to bat. And she struck out last time. Hooper that gets just in front of the fielder that time for a single, a 1-out single. And Spillman now to bat 1 for 1 as she singled last time. She singled last time, 1 for 1. Have it here is that she's only given up 3 hits so far. Here's the pitch. Drive being called there.
2 strikes, 2 away here, and the bottom half to third out.
Here's the bunt that gets down. Third baseman has it, throws over to first, and moves the runner up. Moves the runner to second there on the sacrifice. And Loon's now coming up to bat. And she is 0 for 1 as she struck out last time. She is 1 of 3 that have struck out so far. Right being called there on the edge of the plate. No balls and a strike. Steps back in. Time being called for second. And we have a courtesy runner now coming in, number 19 there.
Running at second base for William Woods, number 19, Faith Carr.
And Faith Carr coming in to run over second now. So she steps back into the onto the third base side coach's box. Here's the pitch. Ball just misses there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. Runners are over on second base. She came in to run after the sacrifice bunt. Here's the pitch. Ground ball that gets through. Runner will make her way over to third, and she will hold off up there at third base. And it will be Ray coming up now. Still 2 away. And Aguilar should be coming back in the next half inning, as that was just a courtesy runner due to the pitcher coming in to hit. Here's the pitch. Try being called there on the corner of the plate. No balls, 1 strike here to the batter. Looks in. As the sign, here's the pitch. Try being called there. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner over at third base now. Runners are on the corner, first and third. Both of them hitting singles. Looking in. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, that's going to be fouled to stay alive. No balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. Batter stepping back up now to bat in the box. Looking in. Time still being called here. And the mound visit here. Just joining us, CBC up 1-0 here in the top half of the 4th. No balls, 1 strike here to the batter. And it looks like time is going to resume here as the runners will retreat back to first and third. The batter heading back to the box. And it's 1-0 CBC. Looking in, here's the pitch. Ball just misses there. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And two away. Ball there. That is not of a 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. 2-1. Batter back into the batter's box now. Looking in for a sign. Here's the pitch, and that will be fouled off the foot again, it looks like. Oh, fouled off the foot again. Batter back in the box or outside, just practicing some swings. You have to be hit in the foot twice. Looking in, 2-2 again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. The pitch bounces to the plate. Count is full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Steps back in. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. Pops that one foul down the third base side into the trees. Pretty good crowd here this afternoon for the Saturday before Easter. Fans also out sitting in the onto the hill in the outfield. And even William Woods from Missouri bringing a good crowd. Here's the high fly ball popped up, and that's going to be to the shortstop for the third out. There were no runs off of 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on board. And we've now played a total of 3.5. CBC 1, William Woods 0.
I had to take my audio. I moved my mic. It's fine. It's fine. Just keep going. Yeah. Second game will hopefully won't have these issues. Well, no, I had to move my crab mic because I had to listen to the CBC players chanting. But now I checked the audio again. It's on more level.
Okay, Lauren.
They the text me. Don't see that.
Okay, go over there. Hey, go over there and look at it. Hey, girl.
Leading off the bottom of the board for the Mustangs.
Back here now as we're going to the bottom half of the fourth. Back to the designated player. And Stanisha struck out back in the second inning as one of 2 strikeouts at the time. 5 strikeouts so far for their starting pitching. Here's the pitch. High for a ball there. 1 ball and no strikes. As we're here in the bottom half of the 4th inning of play. 1 ball and no strikes. And strike being called by the home plate umpire now. No balls, or 1 ball, 1 strike here. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning of play. Looking in. Here's the pitch, high for a ball that time. 2 balls and a strike, almost hitting the batter that time. 2 balls and 1 strike. Looking in, pitcher has it. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, up high that time. 2 balls, 1 strike here. 2 balls, 1 strike, and nobody out here. Looking in. Checks the wrist pad. Looking in. Here's the pitch. Pops it straight back to the fence here. And the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Time for seconds. A new softball being thrown in here. Looking in. Here's the pitch. Ball that bounces to the plate that time. An easy one to take for a ball there. Just joining us, CVC 1, William Woods 0. As we are in the bottom half of the fourth. And a pretty good crowd here at the ballpark. Pops it back, foul again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A few of them you'll be hearing some noise here as our crowd mic is right here in front of the fence here. There's the pitch. High for a ball, and she walks her. Angel coming up to bat. And I'm looking here, and that, according to what I show here, that was only her second walk that she's given up today to 5 strikeouts, which is not a bad ratio. Here's the pitch. There's the bunt. Fouls it back. And the count will go to no balls and a strike here. No balls, 1 strike here to the batter. And 1 away. Batter steps back for second.
You got it, bud.
Gets the signal from the third base coach. Back of the batter walks. Back in. Here's the pitch. And she was hit by a pitch that time, and the runners will advance. Sheffield will now coming up. She flew out to third last time.
Yeah. I think she's arguing that there was a swing on it. I think we'll wait and see.
And now discussion between the head coach for William Woods and the home plate umpire on the call. And now both umpires making a discussion out in the field as they're trying to figure out what to exactly call to. As their coach saying she swung, and therefore the hit by pitch is voided. And now she says that we're good to go, so the runner will stay at first due to hit by a pitch. And runners are now on first and second, 1 with a walk and 1 with hit by a pitch is how we start off. Here's the bunt, pulls it back in time. Runner will be staying at first and second here, and there is no one out here. Stepping back in. Looks in. Here's the pitch. There's the bunt. Pulls it back. That will go right to the pitcher. And no play. So the runners will go and advance to first, second, and third. And nobody out. And we'll go back to the top of the order. She's over 2 error and fly out. And the runners are now on first, second, and third, and there is nobody out. A deep fly can move that runner over to third on the sacrifice. Fouls it back. And that one is stuck on the roof as it slopes and then it goes flat. So that ball, we've had plenty of softballs get stuck up there over the years. Could probably make a market in reselling them. Here's the foul ball. Hitting the on-deck batter there. And Bradley. That looks like she's okay there. So runners now on at first, second, and third. And the on-deck batter in Bradley is just fine after getting hit with the foul ball. Here's the pitch. Foul ball almost hitting the whole dugout this time on the third base side. And that's why, folks, that you stay inside the dugout. You do not get hit. So bases are loaded here as 2 foul balls almost hitting teammates here. Here's the ball outside. It's now going to be 1 ball and 1 strike. Just joining us, it's CBC 1 and William Woods 0. The winners of these games will be number 3 in the conference. There's the pitch. Fouls that, pops that one up, and it's going to be the third baseman will get that one there for the out number 1.
The third baseman, Tavia Bradley.
And Bradley now up to bat. She is 1 for 2 today. She flew out and singled, but left on at second. So runners are now on at first, second, and third. And looking in, here's the pitch, a high fly ball, pops that one straight foul. This time it stayed in the field of play. The pitcher now back onto the mound here, or into the rubber, excuse me. Looks in for the 0-1, the pitch, fouls that one up, and this one up on the roof, and will it come back down? And yes, it will, as it hit to where it wasn't flat. No balls, 2 strikes here. Part of the roof here is flat, part of it's just angled to go straight down, and when it hits the flat part, it gets stuck there on the roof. Here's the pitch, ball down. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Overcast skies here, no complaint about that. A slight breeze now and then, looks like coming in from right to left. Ball misses there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Count is tied up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Bases are loaded. Here's the pitch. Ground ball gets through, and 1 run will come across the score, and they'll hold the runner at third, and the bases are reloaded again, and it's 2-0 CBC on the RBI. So Stasha coming around to score. Anworth going to third. Schaefer going to second, and Bradley is on at first now. Truelove coming up to bat, 0 for 2, struck out both times, back in the first and also in the third inning of play. There's 1 ball, no strikes here. Bases are reloaded again. Looks in. Pitcher back onto the mound, or in the rubber. Here's the pitch. Ball, that time and low. 2 balls and no strikes, and 1 away here in the 4th inning of play. Looks in. Here's the high fly ball, foul down the first base side and in towards the parking lot. And luckily, it didn't hit any cards. It was just short of hitting any cards and just rolling under the cards that time. That was her pitch. She was just a wee bit early on it. Here's the pitch. Ball. This is there, outside. Count is 3 balls and 1 strike, 1 away. And a walk will bring in the run because there's nowhere else to put anybody. And that would bring in Ainsworth, the catcher. Strike 3. Strike 2, excuse me. Now fills up the count. 3-2. Johnson is on deck. And Stouffer, if either of them reaches. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss there. Strikes her out. That is strikeout number 6 is what I've got here.
The first baseman, Kinley Johnson.
Johnson now up to bat. And she is so far 1 for 2, and the sun's started to peek out of the clouds here at the ballpark. It's a beautiful day for baseball, either way. The ball just misses there and appeals to the other umpire, and he says, no, she did not go. So it's going to be a ball there. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 away. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Strike being called there as it just caught the corner of the plate that time. 1 ball, 1 strike, and there are 2 away here in the bottom half of the 4th inning of play. Steps back in. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one off right behind us. And going towards one of the other fields here. As our field over the heel is Stephen Morgan over here in Conway. Steps back on to the rubber. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Strike three. Caught her looking. Struck her out that time for the 7th strikeout of the inning. But 1 run does come across on 2 hits, no errors, and the bases were left loaded as we've now played a total of 4. CBC 2 and William Woods 0. And we're back here now in the top of the 5th. And we go to Hickens towards the bottom of the order. She grounded out last time. And I'll chance when I look at the blooper that gets down, a base hit to lead off. So a single with that one for her first hit of the game. And she will lead off here. And back to the second baseman now. So runner on at first base now. There's a bunt that goes foul that time, and it goes no balls and a strike. No balls, 1 strike to the batter. Looking in, here's the bunt again, pulls back. It's going to be a ball that time as she didn't go around. Here's the pitch. There's the bunt. That one goes fouled again. And 1 ball and 2 strikes. Looking in. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and nobody out. Here's the pitch. Runner at first. Fouls that one away. And the count will stay alive. Looking at the standings right now in softball, Missouri Baptist is leading at 38-6 overall, 20-2 in conference. William Woods at 14-4 in conference, 24-13. Columbia at 17-5, 26-12 overall. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one away. CBC at 13-5 in conference, 24-20 overall. Cotty at 9-9 in conference and 19-20 overall. And then Stevens at 7-7, 13-19 overall. Crowley's Ridge coming in at 7-10 in conference, 16-21 overall. Missions at 14-30 overall and 4-14 in conference. Hannibal LaGranger with the same record in conference, but 9-27 overall. Health Science and Pharmacy at 11-25. Ground ball to third. Throws over to first in time for the out there. So a 5-3 ground out. And Lewis is 1 for 2, flew out and also singled. And finally, Harris Stowe is 0-21 in conference and 1 for 36 overall. And now, once again, William Wood's coach coming out and wanting to talk with one of the umpires. And now he's coming over to CBC's head coach here, discussing something. And he is back in the dugout, satisfied with the explanation there. She's still wanting another explanation here. Still a discussion going on. Now both umpires coming together to discuss something.
I think they're discussing the possibility of a runner leaving early or calling interference on the batter and sending the runner back to first base.
And so the discussion is running or leaving early and moving the runner back over to first. And the discussion was if the batter was out of the box on the previous play, as the batter must stay within the batter's box or can be against the rules. So the runner will now have to stay at first. Here's the pitch. Ball just misses there. 1 ball, no strikes here to this batter. Just joining us here, it's the first game of the doubleheader today, 3rd game of the weekend. There's the pitch. And a base hit that gets through, and 1 runner will make her way to second, and she will hold up there as Lewis will get her 2nd hit of the day. Both of them today, a single. So runners are on at first and second. And Prince coming up today. She's wearing the collar so far. Flew out to left and then flew out to third last time. Looks in. Pitch is just being inside for a strike. She also plays basketball for Williams Woods as a guard. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. If you're just joining us, this is the first game of today and game 3 of the weekend. And they'll play this other team around 20 to 25 minutes between games. Here's the pitch. Strike being called there. One benefit of this field, they don't have to worry about repainting the line since it's all artificial turf. So that won't take any problem there. Looking in. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, pops it, going up, going back to the warning track, and it is off the warning track. 1 runner will come across the score here. Another going over to third, and she is out. No, she's safe. The ball came out of the glove, so 1 run will come across the score as the ball came out of the glove that time. So it's now 2-1 now. Cajos coming up to bat now. And then Lewis makes it to third. Now discussion here within the infielders now, all but the catcher coming on to talk to the pitcher here. Now the catcher coming up on her way. As just a good overall hit there and good speed.
Let's go, Jess.
By Higgins to make it home. And Lewis good speed to make it to third. Prince over at first. So the runners are on the corner here. And now they're discussing the lineup here between the umpire and the coach, and it looks like maybe a pitching change coming up, and we'll wait and see. And right now they're still talking. He's got the lineup card, but I haven't seen anybody else come out or come in, come in or come out. It may just be a talk or a mound visit. If there are bullpens here, we just cannot see them due to all the fencing here. They're not an easy way to spot. He still had their mask on, so we'll see what they decide to do. And it looks like he will keep his pitcher in place there. Just wanted to discuss him, as this is really the only inning so far in her 4 1/3 innings that I've seen any struggle with her so far. So I don't see any reason. I've got here so far a total of at least 3 strikeouts today. And that's what we have on 75 pitches here. 1 ball, no strike here. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 away. Here's the pitch. Ball just missing there. That one just barely missing. She's also wearing the collar today, grounding out to shortstop and also grounding out over to third base. Runners are on the corner. Here's the pitch. Strike being called there. 2 balls and a strike there. There's a slight delay of when the pitches hit the strike zone of the call. That's why there's that delay from me calling it here. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball play. Throw over to home. Runner is safe under the tag that time. And so runners are now on first, second, and third bases are loaded here. As she comes home to score that time. Coming home to score there is Lewis. Excuse me, runners on at first and second. Aguilar coming up to bat. And a new pitcher coming in, and we'll tell you more after this.
Yep. Really?
Entering the game to pitch for CBC, number 9, Isabella Slayers.
I can see it. I can see it. 9 is the new pitcher. 9. 9. I've got that little leg team back there. Huh? Hold on. Let's hit. That's what I like about this case. Yeah.
Back here now as we have Isabella Sayers coming up. She's on the mound today as she is coming in. She's pitched 53rd in the 3rd games, or innings. She's had 1 complete game, 4-5 record. 17th appearance coming up here. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Right being called there. She's given up 56 hits, 39 runs, 35 earned runs. And it's going to be 33 walks to 43 strikeouts. And a strike being called there. No balls and 2 strikes. No balls and 2 strikes to her. Looking in. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one straight back here. No balls and 2 strikes to her. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Looking in. Back is Isabella Sayers. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. That will be tossed over to second, and that is all she can get, so she will get the fielder's choice there. So a fielder's choice. And Spillman now coming up as she is singled and sacrificed. She is 1 for 2 today, or she is 1 for 1 today, excuse me. Runners remain on the corner, first and third. 5th inning of play. Here's the pitch. Pops that one up, fouls that one out of play. And a nice catch there by a fan behind us here. No balls and 1 strike here to the batter. The runner on first is her responsibility, and the starter, the runner over on third, is her responsibility. Here's the pitch. And strike being called there. So it's now going to be no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Just joining us, it's a tie game, 2-all. So an exciting, close game. Here's the pitch. And a ball just misses there. Runner safe back at third as a throw from home to third. Go-ahead run is over at third now. And the insurance run is over at first here in the 5th. 1-2 count, the pitch. High fly ball, pops that one up, and that will be the pop fly there for the out. So a total of 2 runs do come across on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. And we've now played a total of 4 1/2, tied at 2.
Well, it wasn't that bad. It's just when they got excited. Yeah, I know. I forgot. I'm sitting there going, either speak up or tell them to be quiet. I forgot to stop on it. They get excited. Well, I mean, it surprised me. I turned it on to try to hear Senior Day with the wind, and I knew I was like this. So I flipped it up. I turned it off, turned it back on when I got to work. I figured the game was started.
Well, what I did is I went from going into the can with the microphone and went to
What? I didn't think I was going to make it for this
And we're getting ready to start here in the bottom half of the city. 5th inning of play.
For the Mustangs, the center fielder, Elizabeth Stouffer.
And Stouffer now coming up.
No, first one was 7 games ago. And then Sawyer's got the win in the second game yesterday.
Here's the pitch, and that will be fouled on the third base side. Just joining us, it's a competitive game here, 2-all.
Yes, next Thursday, non-conference.
Until they'll step back on Thursday, they'll have a game against Freed Harmon. And then the conference is April 29th to the 2nd of May. And a ball there. And stepping back on now. Here's the pitch. Pops that one up, fouls that one away, and that one is maybe coming back. Or it may be on the field over there. As the angle of the roof may put it onto one another softball field. As there are multiple fields here at the City Colleges Park. Here's the windup, here's the pitch, and swing and a miss, gets away there, throws over to first, and she will beat it there. So that was Stouffer, and now West coming up. So West coming up today, she has singled and was stranded onto third, and then she also struck out back in the third. So she's 1 for 2 today. First game of today started at 11:12 for the first pitch. So I'm going to miss there. So this game a little over an hour long, and we're already here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So pretty good pace here. Runner over at first here. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one away. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes on the day for her. Batter back on. Looks on. Has her sign. Here's the pitch. Ball misses there. Count now is 1 ball. Or actually strikes her out. Never mind. She is struck out there. I have it here for her 8th strikeout. Some heat now coming up, and 8 strikeouts today for William Woods here.
Pinch hitting for CBC number 6, Cassie Saunders.
Well, Saunders now up to come into bat. So they'll step back up. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Try being called there. No balls and a strike here to the batter. 8 strikeouts so far for their starting pitcher so far. Steps back in. Here's the 0-1. Ball as he just pulls the bat back in time. William Woods wearing their black-topped, green lettering and numbers, and green pants. CBC in black and white numbers and letters for today's game. Looking in a 1-1 count with 1 away, swing and a miss on a pitch high that time. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. As we welcome you here to the bottom half of the 5th in this 2-2 tie, and this first game of this series in the doubleheader, 3rd game of this weekend so far. Here's the pitch. Ball just misses there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Steps back in, or back out for a second, now back in. Pitcher on the rubber. Here's the 2-2, and swing and miss. She strikes her out. That's 9 strikeouts so far for her today.
The catcher, Bailey Ainsworth.
Ainsworth now up to bat. She's 1 for 1. She singled and then later on was hit by a pitch and was left on at 3rd. Back on. Here's a high fly blooper that is over by the 3rd baseman for the 3rd out to end the side. So a total of no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. Played a total of 5. Tied at 2.
Well, yeah, sit right there where your rain guard is. Yeah. No, it's bounce and roll down the other way. Yeah. Then I walk over there like, oh, the ball didn't get on the roof. I'm like, yeah, it went on the roof. I had to pick on the sports trainer for wearing the other big color. Well, yeah. She didn't know. But I always forget to get rain, so I look at the yeah.
Leading off.
Now here to the top of the 6th here for the Owls is going to be Lonis, the designated player here. And here comes the start of the 6th with her. Here's the pitch here. Strike being called there. The 0-1 now. Looks in. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, pops that up. 3rd baseman's going after it, and she grabs it for out number 1 there to start us off. 1 up, 1 down there. And Ray now up to bat. Ray is 0 for 2, struck out and also flew out earlier. Here's the pitch. And the ball just misses there. And foul there. For ball. 1 ball. 2 balls and no strike. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Strike being called there. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 away. Here in the top half of the 6th inning of play. Steps back in. Pitcher now looking in for a sign. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, pops that one up, and the center fielder will grab it for the out. So back-to-back pop flies here to start the inning. She is 1 for 2. She grounded out. She singled and then later on scored as part of the inning last inning. One ball, no strike to her. Here's the pitch. Foul ball going towards the stands. Bounces right behind the third base stands here. Back into the batter's box here. 2 away. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Ball just misses outside. Ball gets away from the catcher, but no harm. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 away here. Tomorrow on Easter, may not be a lot of outdoor activities due to heavy storms rolling into the state. Here's the pitch. Ball misses there. 2 balls and a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs.
3-game series, Oklahoma is running with Missouri in all 3 games.
Looking in. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one away. Stays alive now. 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Here. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, fouls that one away. 3-2 still. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Steps in. Looks in. 3-2 again. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one away. Once again, stays alive at 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes here. Top half of the 6th, still tied at 2. Steps back in. She's got her sign. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch again. Swing and a miss. She will strike her out there. And they go 1, 2, 3. And so we've now played a total of 5.5. Still tied 2-all.
Leading off. Bottom of the 6th for the Mustangs, the right fielder, Taylor Sheffield.
Sheffield now up to bat here. As she is 1 for 2 today, as she flew out and she singled and got stranded over at second. It will be Sheffield, Tubbs, and Bradley, and if they reach, it will be True Love for CBC. That's how that batting order looks now. Steps back into the batter's box here. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Ball misses right there. 1 ball, no strikes to her. And a bunt, but pulls it back in time for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes to her. And this will be 117 plus pitches right now, so about 119th. This will be our 120th pitch today. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one right back.
No, my gun was down here.
Oh, that's not yours?
No, the one up there is for Coach Randy.
Looks in.
No, he does some analysis and stuff.
It looks in. Here's the pitch. Ball that bounces to the plate. 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike to the batter. She steps back in now. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Ball, and she will walk him. And we'll go back to the top of the order here. She is 0 for 3. Flew out twice to the third baseman and reached on an error. There's the bunt, and that will be a fly out there to the third baseman there. And the runner will stay where she's at on at first.
The third baseman.
And Bradley coming up there now. She is 2 for 3, flew out and singled, got stranded over at second back in the 3rd inning of play. Runner on at first base. Here's the pitch. Ball, but a runner will make her way to second, and she is safe. She stole second base there. And Schaefer makes it to second on a stolen base. So runner over at second and 1 away off the stolen base. Here's the pitch, high for a ball that time. Score is 2 all, 2 balls and 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 away. Looks in. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 away. Runner on at second. Stole second base there. Steps back into the mound now. Onto the rubber now. Here's the pitch. And it will go over to the shortstop that time on the fly. Hot fly there. And there's 2 away. True Love coming up to bat. Struck out 3 times and 0 for 3 today. As this is 124th pitch coming up here for this pitcher so far today, here in the 6th inning of play. Looking in, here's the pitch. Ball, just missed it there. Actually a strike called on the corner. No balls and a strike to her. No balls and 1 strike and 2 away. Both being pop flies, staying within the infield. Here's the pitch, high for a ball. Runner retreats back over to second here. Johnson on deck if she reaches. So far, 1 is reached due to the walk and stolen base. Swing and a miss. Count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a 1 over at second base. Bottom half of the 6th inning of play. Game is tied at 2. Runner on at second. Here's the 1-2 again. The pitch. Strike 3. Caught her looking that time. Strikeout and caught her looking. That is the 10th strikeout. No runs off of no hits, no errors, and 1 left on at 2. Game still tied at 2 going to the 7th.
So, how's it feel to be a part of the 27-0 Conway Wolfpack baseball team? Number 20 in the country. The only Arkansas team in the top 100. Wow. No, they're 19-0. They got 8 points.
good. He's been one of the best pitchers in the conference.
On what, 130 pitches?
133 like that.
Okay, yeah. Either way, that's pretty good for 130 pitches.
Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter to lead off.
Girls aren't that bad at softball. Girls are only 11 and 5 in softball.
Oh, Conway?
22%.
No, thank you. Simbo too, Alex. Simbo too.
I didn't know they had a team.
Leading off in top of the 7th for Wayne Woods and Pete Seating.
And leading off here is going to be number 22, Sarah Foster, freshman, 5'2", from Newberry Park, California. Newberry Park High School is where she went to. She will be taking the 9th position on the roster here. And a ball there. 1 ball, no strikes to Foster. Look in. Here's the pitch. Try catching the corner there. Foster coming in with a 500 average out of 12 games played, 4 games started, hitting a .682 slugging percentage. Here's the pitch. Fouls it straight back here. And she's had a total of 9 RBIs. Here's the 1-2. Fouls that one away to stay alive at 1-2. Steps back in. Quick visit there between the shortstop and the pitcher here for CBC as we get ready to resume action here. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Here's the pitch. Fouls it straight back again. Stays alive at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Foster has struck out only 3 times this year. She's hit 2 doubles, 1 triple, no home runs, 9 RBIs, and an on-base percentage of .500. Here's the pitch. Try catching the corner there and struck her out. So struck out a very powerful hitter here in the 7th inning of play. We'll go back to the top of the order, and it's going to be Lewis here. That's her 2nd strikeout that she's pitched so far. Lewis is coming in 2 for 3, flew out and singled twice, and back in the 5th later on came to score. Here's the pitch. Right, being called there. No balls in the strike here. Lewis and then Prince is how the order looks. And Prince got held up at 2nd. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one straight back as well, and it's going to remain at no balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Just joining us, game is tied at 2-all here in this close competitive game for this AMC conference game. As the winner of these games are going to be 3rd in the conference. High fly ball, pops it up. 3rd baseman calls for it. She's got it for the 1st out. Excuse me, the 2nd out of the inning. And it's going to be coming up is Prince. Prince is 1 for 3. She flew out to left, flew out to 3rd, and singled. And a strike being called there. No balls, 1 strike. Steps back in. Looks in. As the sign, there's a pop fly coming back behind towards the fencing here and bounces off the roof here and towards one of the tables. I think it went under the table there. And it's now going to be no balls and 2 strikes here and 2 away. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, pops that one up. That's going to be going to the center fielder for the third out to end the inning. Then they go 1, 2, 3, and the seventh, come back to the bottom of the seventh, still tied at 2-all.
Best possible scenario.
Back in now. Yep, got it. I guess the point is not the
And we're getting ready to start here in the bottom of the seventh. And Johnson coming up to bat. So we're getting ready here to start the bottom half of the seventh, where it's tied at 2-all. Quite a few fans sitting out there on the outfield. A high fly ball, fouls that one out of play. And this one makes its way towards the entrance of the park here. So it's going to be no balls, 1 strike here. As right now, it is Johnson up to bat. And fouls that one off as well.
Off to the side.
Pitcher looking back at her. Johnson coming in this game so far has got 11 home runs, a high fly blooper, and it's going to split the fielders there in the infield. A base hit there is a Texas League single that time to Johnson. And this one will be coming up now is Stouffer. As she has walked, she has struck out, and she's singled. She's 1 for 2 for the day.
Running at first base for the Mustangs, number 3, Karina Garcia.
And Karina Garcia now running over at third. Or excuse me, running over at first now. So Stouffer now up to bat here. And a new runner, Garcia, over at first base. Could be the winning run. Fouls that one straight back here. Hitting the fence here. It's going to be now no balls and a strike. No balls, 1 strike here, and nobody out. As a leadoff single by Johnson, as a Texas leaguer between the pitcher and the second baseman. Here's the pitch. There's the bunt over to third, and the bunt perfectly moves the runner over to first, or over to second from first. So a sacrifice there. And now it's going to be West coming up to bat. She is 1 for 3 today. She had the single, and then also was left on at third back in the second. So runner over at second base again is the possible winning run here in the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. Dry, catches the corner there. No balls and 1 strike here. Exciting ball game so far for just joining us. Tied at 2, bottom of the 7th inning of play. Potential for extra innings here. Here's the pitch. Ball outside that time. 1 ball and 1 strike. 136 plus pitches, 138 pitches so far in the game so far today. Fatigue could definitely be setting in here. Here's the foul tip. And it's going to be 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and there's a total of 1 away. Wind still slightly coming into the ballpark. Very light wind today. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one straight back as well to stay alive at 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Let's go.
CBC trying to get that runner home from second. A base hit will do it. 1 away. Looks in. Here's the 1-2 again. Fouls that one straight back against the fence line. As West so far in the season is hitting at 380, 449 on base percentage, 595 slugging. 1-2 count now to West. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one back. Stays alive there. She has had 8 doubles and a total of only 6 home runs and 33 RBIs. So the runner at second could be her 34th RBI of the season. Count is still 1-2, and a blooper that's going to make it, and it's going to be out of play down the third base side to stay alive once again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner over on second base. Exciting 7th inning of play here. Winning run is still at second. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 away. Runner still over at second. Count is tied up. Looking in. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one straight back. That one going to be stuck on the roof now as it hits the flat part of the roof. 2 balls, 2 strikes still remain. 2 all on the score. Some new softballs coming in. As that one, they are getting back. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner over at second base. Time being called back in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on the pitch outside that time. And that is strikeout number 11 is what I'm showing here for their starting pitcher. And coming in for pitch hitting is Eden East. She's a freshman. She's played 16 games, had 20 at-bats, 7 times come around to score, 6 hits, 1 double, 3 RBIs, 3 walks, struck out 5 times, averaging is 300, 440 OBP, and 350 as the slugging is how her stats look. And right now the home plate umpire making adjustments to her lineup as well. And so they know that there is a pitch hitter here. As she's taking over the designated player position right now. Is what it looks like here on how I have it on my roster. So again, runner staying over at second base. They can't get the runner home here. We'll go to extras. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the runner will make an easy way over to third as the ball gets all the way towards the backstop here. And she is coming up on 148 pitches, and that was a pass ball that time. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one straight back here. Fouls that one straight back again. And time being called there as I don't know, maybe she thought she was hit by a pitch but fouled it instead.
They said she stuck her elbow out.
And so she stuck her elbow out, therefore it avoids the hit by a pitch because you're putting your body into the pitch to get hit. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. As we're in the bottom of the 7th, the runner's 90 feet away. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that will strike her out. That's 12 strikeouts so far And we've now played a total of 7 innings. 1 run, or excuse me, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We'll go to the 8th and bring you extras, and it's tied at 2.
Purdue and Illinois, softball. 1-0 final. 12 innings, 2 hours, 55 minutes.
Well, it depends on how many kids they went to, too.
I can find out. Hold on. Have that page up. Looks like 1 for Purdue. No, I can't do that. Oh, that's the other game.
Getting off the top of the 8th for William Woods, the third baseman, Jessica Tieholz.
Tieholz coming up now to bat. She is 1 for 3. She's grounded out twice, and she's singled. And she singled back in the 5th inning of play as we welcome you to the 8th inning of play. And so it's bonus softball. She has her sign. Here's the pitch. And strike being called there. No balls and a strike here. Aguilar, the catcher, is up on deck. And then also Spillman, the shortstop. Here's the pitch. Ball just misses there. 1 all. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. As we're in the top half of the 8th inning of play. Looks in. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and will be called for a ball as it just missed her swinging through it. 2 balls, 1 strike, and nobody out. Steps back in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss there. Count is tied up at 2 balls, 2 strikes, and nobody out. Steps back. Count is tied up at 2 all. Looks in. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a ball that's low. Count is full, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and there is no one out. Leadoff hitter. Steps back in. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Foul ball straight against the fence here. 3-2 this time. Three balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Ball that's high instead of Field Walker. And she will give a lead-off walk here. Aguilar coming up. 1 for 3. Struck out, singled, and then hit into a fielder's choice last time. Runners are on at first base with the lead-off walk. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Here's the bunt. Bunts it, and that time it's going to be fouled off the third base side. So foul ball, so the runner will have to go back. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner over at first. Looking at the number on the wristband as she gives out, instead of hand signals, gives out numbers. Looks in. Has her sign. Here's the pitch. There's the bunt. Third baseman has it. Throws over to first. So the sacrifice will move the runner over there. So Aguilar will get the sac bunt. Runner will move up to second. And Spillman now coming up to bat. She is singled and flown out and a sacrifice. So she's 1 for 2 today. Well, Spillman will stand back in. Where's the 15 across the back of the helmet in the uniform? Here's the pitch. High for a ball that time. 1 ball, no strikes. And 1 away. Spillman now will step out, comes back in. Looks in, has the sign. Here's the pitch. Ball just a little low that time. 2 balls and a strike here. 2 balls, 1 strike to the batter. Or 2 balls, no strike, excuse me, to the batter. Time being called here, and a mound visit here. And now coming in at the catcher. And just laying sky watching as the center fielder there for a second in between this discussion. Don't see anybody throwing over there for the CBC. Over in their makeshift bullpen. So they'll return back to where they were. Catcher behind the plate, pitcher on the rubber, and the head coach, pitching coach, back in the dugout. I do see one starting to throw over there for CBC. High fly ball. She'll pop that one up, going towards the roof, but it will be short and bounces off the building there. And so it will now be 2 balls and a strike here. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 away. Here's the ballpark. Runner now leads off at second. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Ball that gets low. Count is full. 3 balls and a strike, and 1 away. Runner over at second base. Looking in now. Looking for a 3-1. Here's the 3-1, the pitch, and a ball, and she will be walked. That's her second walk of this inning so far. Well, it'll hold up at second. Lane's now up to bat here. And she is 1 for 3 today. Looks in. Here's the pitch. And strike being called there. No balls and a strike. She's coming up on her 50th pitch. Looks in. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. Pops that one out of play. And back towards the building once again. Bounces off the brick. No balls and 2 strikes.
He almost went down the stairs on his little scooter a minute ago.
No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 away. And the out was the sacrifice. Looking in, it's now 0-2. We'll see if she can get her out here. Runners are on first and second. Here's the pitch. Oh, and saying that it hit her. And there's the bases loaded as she was hit by a pitch there. And it looks like this will actually now the coach is coming in to talk to her. As there's a discussion between the home plate umpire and head coach for CBC. And the discussion is over here. The first baseman back in, and Ray 0 for 3 today. 52nd pitch coming up now for her. As the bases are stacked with Lady Eagles now. Looking in. Here's the sign. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. Pops it up. And it's going to be the shortstop on that one. As that would be a F6 there. Hagen's coming up. She's grounded out. She is singled and later on came around to score and struck out. She's 1 for 3 today. And they're trying to see if they can get these runners to come home or if they can leave, we can leave them stranded here. Here's the pitch. Ball just did not come across as they appealed to the other umpire. She did not appeal on that one, so it's going to be a 1-0 count now. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Strike being called by the home plate umpire. Kind of is tied up at 1 ball. And 1 strike here. Looks in. Has the sign. Here's the pitch. Ball that time. Oh, a strike being called that time. 2 balls and a strike here. Ball there. Count is now tied up at 2 balls, 2 strikes here. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to the batter. Here's the pitch, the 2-2. And ball 3 that time. The count is full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes here. 2 away here in the top half of the 8th inning of play. Batter steps for second. Pitcher off the rubber. Now back on the rubber. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikes her out. A big strikeout that time. Bases were left loaded here, and we've now played 7.5. Game still tied at 2.
Illinois had 1 pitch, 11.2 innings pitched, 160 pitches. She threw 21 more pitches than both the pitchers that Purdue put together.
That's her heart felt like rubber after that game.
And that's the second game, so she sat on the bench for an entire game.
That arm was good rubber.
Sports counter, I was like, I bet she went to her sports counter and said, that ain't nice. Right on.
Anything else you can think of?
Got any
Leading on.
We'll now go to the bottom of the 8th now, and it's going to be
The catcher, Bailey Ainsworth.
Ainsworth coming up now, and she is 1 for 3 is what I'm showing here. 1 for 2, excuse me.
10th inning to lead off the 8th inning. Number 2.
And coming up, and it's going to be Riley Keel, the freshman, coming in. She's played 10 games, had 9 at-bats, 5 runs, 4 hits, 1 double, 1 triple, 3 RBIs, 444 average, 455 OBP, slugging .778. First pitch taken for a strike that time. Looking in. Has the sign. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It is now no balls and 2 strikes here. No balls, 2 strikes, and no one away. Might be seeing quite a few pitch hitters coming into this extra innings. Here's the pitch, and ball just misses there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. She is missing, but barely missing on these pitches. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Ball way inside that time. Almost hitting her that time. Count's tied up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And nobody out here. Looks 155th pitch coming up so far for her today. Here's the pitch. Strike 3. She will be caught looking that time. And that is her 13th strikeout so far. Sheffield coming up next up to bat. And this pitcher here for William Woods is the reason that they're still in it like this in the 8th inning and tied. Wind is blowing out of the ballpark today. So getting enough underneath it should get it over the wall possibly. And a strike being called. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. But here, 13 strikeouts for this pitcher for William Woods. Looking in. As our sign, here's a pitch that just misses there. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 away. Steps back into the batter's box here. And fouls that one down the third base side. Out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom half of the 8th inning of play, an extra softball. Looks in. Here's the pitch. There's a blooper that gets towards the shortstop, but she will ground out there. 6-3 that time. Coming back up as Tubbs is coming up, as she is 0 for 4 is what I'm showing here on my numbers. As she's reached on an error, flew out to third twice, actually thrown up to third 3 times so far today. After reaching onto an error. Here's the pitch, high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to her. Stepping back. Back into the batter, back into the rubber. Here's the pitch. And here's a pitch that will grab and a nice save to end the inning of play. She flies out to left, so CBC goes 1-2-3 as we now go to the 9th, and we back up to this.
For a little bit, and when they were dirt field out there, and then they put concrete. No, you're fine. Just about that thick. But still, concrete and then again. I still can't think of that. Baseball players get tired after 60 pitches. I mean, that's good. Imagine somebody trying to throw 160. Right, they're gonna make baseball one of these days. Where we'll be able to decide if the pitcher leaves or not. We'll throw 150 pitches and see how much he's standing for pitches. I think maybe 16 pitchers.
We're getting ready to take you into more extra innings as we're going into the 9th inning of play here as we are at the bottom of the lineup here.
Leading off the top of the 9th for William Woods, the second baseman, Caitlin Plasmeyer.
As it's Caitlin Plasmeyer coming in. And looks like we might have a CBC's catcher coming back into it. And Angelworth coming back in over behind the plate after the pitch hitter going in for the last inning. So that's how the changes are real quick as we go back. There's a strike being called there. No balls, 1 strike here to start us off in the 9th inning of play. Looks in here. Has her sign. Here's the pitch. There's the bunt that gets toward the backstop here. And it's no balls and 2 strikes here. Looks in. Here's the pitch. There's a foul back to the fence here.
Yes, sir.
Diving back in. Back into the circle.
What base was he?
Looks in.
3U, RLE.
Looks in. Here's the pitch. Right, 3. Caught her looking. And she will strike her out there to start us off in the 9th. That's her 4th. And Lewis has come up to bat. She has singled twice and flown out twice. She's 2 for 4 today. Ground ball. Third baseman has it. Throws over to first. And a nice save by the first baseman to get out number 2 there. So that's 5-3. Prince coming up. She's flown out 3 times and hit once. 1 for 4. She's flown out to left field, to third, and then flown out to center. The first pitch there is going to be a strike that time, as it's now going to be 0-1 now. The third baseman on deck here if she reaches. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss there. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. She's got 4 strikeouts so far in today's game. Chance for 5th strikeout of the game here. Here's the pitch. And ball just misses the strike zone off the edge of the plate that time. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. 9th inning of play. Steps back in. Here's the pitch. Pops it up towards foul territory, but the third baseman's going to call for. She's got it for the 3rd out. So F5 there. And they go up 1-2-3, and we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. After this, tied at 2.
Leading off the bottom of the 9th for the Mustangs, the third baseman, Bradley.
Bradley coming up to bat now. As Bradley, she has flown out twice and singled twice, so she's 2 for 4 for the day, is what I have showing here. And this pitcher, she is on 162 pitches so far today. Here's the pitch. Strike being called there. No balls and a strike here. Looks in. Here's the pitch. A ball misses there. 1 ball and 1 ball, 1 strike. Looks in. Here's the 1-1. A pitch high that time. And 2 balls and a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike here, and nobody out. Steps back in. Looks in. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. Pops that one up. Want to split between the fielder, but no, actually it looks like the right fielder will call for that one. So that's an F9 that time.
Shortstop, Corey Truelove.
Corey Truelove, I have her here striking out a total of 4 times with the same pitcher here. Struck out in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th, and struck out in the 6th so far. She is wearing the collar and also has the golden sombrero for strikeouts on it. And strike being called there. No balls in the strike here. Johnson is on deck here if she reaches, or even if she doesn't reach. Looking in, 0-1 count to True Love. Here's the pitch, a high fly ball, pops that one up. That one looks like it's going to be out of play, and it is for a foul ball. No balls and 2 strikes. Slight wind coming throughout the ballpark. Still a little humid out here because a lot of storms coming through tomorrow on Easter Sunday. Here's the foul ball. That one's going to hit the net, hit the fence here. Steps back out, trying to avoid a 5th strikeout of the day. We're trying to get this inning going. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, caught her looking. And that is her 5th strikeout and 14th overall. And Johnson's come in. She has flown out, singled, struck out, and singled, and left on at second. So she's 2 for 4 for the day, or 500 average for today's first game. Here's the pitch. Oh, almost hitting her that time. 2 away, 1 ball and no strikes here. Bottom of the 9th, maybe going to 10 here. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Oh, that misses there. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes here to the batter. Looking in. Has the pitch. Fouls that one straight back again. Count remains as it goes to 2-1 now. 170 plus pitches so far. 172 for her today. Looks in. Here's the pitch. And lines out to the shortstop. We've played 9 and still tied at 2. We'll go to the 10th after this.
Nobody left for the Mustangs in the 9th. We head to the 10th, tied at 2.
Oh, 180.
183. Now we all. I don't know. I think they use the rule book. Yeah. International tiebreaker, I think. The runner's going to start on second base. Yeah. August. Yeah.
At least you're not doing this. Runner starts in the second. Just to help speed the game out.
Yeah. Coach, is it a runner on second? Okay. Yeah.
And we're back here as we're going to the 10th inning, as now, due to being in the 10th, we have a runner on at second base now for both teams.
From the 10th inning on, the runner will start at second base in the international tiebreaker, and leading off for William Woods, the third baseman, just Kai Holmes.
Kai Holmes now leading off, and I can't see the number that's at second off the top of my head. Here's the pitch. There's the bunt. Throw over to first in time for the out at first. Looks like maybe Prince over at third running. Aguilar.
Yeah, that's 8. She made the last out of the last inning, so she was the runner.
So Brent's now over at third, so she'll advance. No balls and a strike here, so we're in the 10th inning of play. Top of the 10th. Time being called here. Time back in. Runner over at third. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. Pops that one up. Center fielder's going to get it. Throws all the way home. And the runner is safe. And that will break the tie as it's 3-2 now for William Woods. Stunning out to bat. And there's the third out, so we will take a break. Bring you back to the bottom of the 10th.
So what happened? Fully wait for the 10th. I'm going to tag out.
You have to tag up. Can't stand off the base and then they catch it.
All they got to do is tag the third base.
Yeah. Now he's got to go out.
Well, she did it. And they were just sitting there yelling and yelling. People learn that in T-ball.
It's done. Already taking her out. Trying to figure it out.
I'm just letting you know that's what
You go pull one of the 6 baseball players off the field so you won't see.
No, he can't. He's already pinch run for you today, so he can't. No, because if he takes her out, we go longer than he's
Decía algo mal, cabrón, en inglés. No, pero no es así.
But the way this game is going. Oh, he's going to do it. Wow.
I was sitting over there watching from that end.
Everyone will celebrate. What are they celebrating for? Keep up. Dakota Hobson. Yeah.
And as we start the second inning, or the bottom of the 10th, Dakota Hobson, excuse me, coming in. She's a sophomore here. Stouffer now leading off for CBC. As a base hit could win it here. And here's the butt. The butt is foul down the third base side. Oh, I go again. No balls and a strike here. Runner over at second now. As we're at the bottom of the 10th here. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch high that time. No balls and 2 strikes.
There's a bunch of baseball.
Looking in. Check the number. Look in. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. Pops that up into foul territory. And that's going to be a catch. Runner's going to attack out from second. Runner is safe as he almost slid the base there. So now a chance here. The sacrifice fly can get it in. And West coming up here. A sacrifice fly can bring the winning run home. That's all it needs if it's deep enough. And remembers to tag it properly. So she'll step up to bat here. Just joining us It's the 10th inning of play, bottom of the 10th. Game tied at 2. William Woods had a runner come across the score, but was called out because she didn't tag up properly on the pop fly, and that's why we have the game still tied at 2. So that's where we stand in this exciting first game of this doubleheader today. Both teams trying to compete or get the third place situation in the conference, and it's playing like it. Looking up. Here's the pitch on a ball. One ball, no strikes, and there's one away. And here we are again, bottom of the 10th inning of play. First game of today's doubleheader. Here's the pitch. Ball misses. Oh, actually a strike that time. 1-1. One ball, one strike. Takes that pitch. Runner now over at third. A sacrifice fly can bring it around. A single can bring it around. Here's the pitch. Ball up high. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner over at third. Hobson's the runner at third, brought in to run at second due to softball, international softball fouls. That one off now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner now trying to get in from third. Count's tied up at 2. Here's the pitch. And a ball just outside that time. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here as we're in the bottom half of the 10th. Count is tied up, or count is full now. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one away again. Count remains full. 3 balls, 2 strikes here for joining us here. It's still the bottom of the 10th. And a pop fly that time, not deep enough, as that will throw over to third, but the runner, or home, the runner will stay. So 2 away on that pop fly.
Pinch hitting, number 23,
Allie McWhorter now coming up, a senior. 8 games, 14 at-bats, 1 runner come across the score, 2 hits, 1 double, 143 average, 200 OBP, and 214 on slugging. That's what her numbers look like now. As they're still trying to go over the rosters here. As we are now in the bottom of the 10th. And now steps back for practice swings here. Now they're going over the lineups with the home plate umpire and the head coach for William Woods. Want to make sure they know what they're looking for. And also making sure she's legally on the lineup. Bill looking in. And now we're heading back to the third base side. CBC's coach and also home plate umpire trying to look in and figure out the situation here. Just joining us. We're still trying to figure this one out. As still a long discussion between the coach and the umpire.
This person's going here. This person's going here. They're all going to come back to the regular spot. She's going to Trying to find out where all the good restaurants are within 2 miles. Freddy's in Chick-fil-A. You order it right now, you can go get chili. You order it now, you can go get chili. It's gonna be ready by the time the game's over.
And now we're back into the action of play now, after that long discussion here. Looks in. Base hit could win it here. Home run could win it here. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss there on a good speed pitch. 184 pitches so far for their pitcher in this game. Still has some good velocity. Looks in for a sign. Here's the pitch. And a ball. No, a strike there, excuse me. 0-2 that time. No balls and 2 strikes here to the batter. Looks in for the 0-2, the pitch. Fouls it away. And it stays at 0-2 now. No balls and 2 strikes once again. And runner on at third, trying to get her home. Looking in. Checks her wrist for her play. Checks it again. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Fouls it straight back. Stays alive. Count remains at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Trying to get that runner home again. Steps back onto the rubber. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. Pops it up. And that's going to be a pop fly. And that's going to go over to the left fielder to end the inning. And still tied at 2 and 1 left on at second.
Still tied at 2.
No, I just don't need my Abby's going to play first. As Dakota to left. That's all I was doing, just snapping that up so I don't leave it. So, or 11. So,
no official number on the scoreboard.
Well, it can't go. It's can't with it.
Usually little kids don't go to 11. That's why there's a time limit.
Exactly.
I've been to a few games at this before.
But if you can pay an hour, you can pay 300.
Now playing left field, number 21, Dakota Hodgson. Moving from left field to second base, number 28, Madeline Tubbs. And moving from second base to first base, number 12, Abby West. The runner on second for William Woods will be number 13, Ella Aguiar.
Hopkins over in at left. Hopkins is at left. Tubbs is over at second for CBC. Here's the pitch. Ball that's low there. Trying to just move that runner over from second to third. As it is up to bat now. It is Spillman. Spillman now up to bat. Runner at second. Here's the pitch. Here's the bunt. Right to the pitcher. Throws over to first in time for out number one, but it moves the runner over to third for William Woods.
Designated player is Sammy Lewis.
And Lewis. Loons now up to bat. She is 1 for 3 for today. And the runner over at third. Sacrifice fly if it's done right, can bring her home. One away. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. They pop that one up, and that one's going towards the second baseman. He's got it for the out, but not deep enough to move that runner home. And so the runner will remain over at third. Ray coming up now to bat. And Ray is wearing the collar at 0-4. 0-4 today. Runner still remains at third base here. And there is, here's the pitch. And that will be called for a ball, dismissing there. 1 ball and no strikes. Here we are again in the top half of the 11th inning. Game still tied at 2-all. There's her sign. Here's the pitch. And ball just misses there. 2 balls, no strikes, and 2 away. Looking in first sign as she hits the rosin bag. Back with a circle. Back onto the rubber. Here's the pitch. And there's going to be a strike being called there. 2 balls and a strike here. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 away. Looking at first sign. Here's the pitch. And it will go into the glove for the third out. So the runner does get to third, but is stranded. So we played 10.5, still tied at 2.
For the Owls in the
7 games in Texas so far this season. 2 of them have been to teams that are in the Power 5 conference. Technically, according to the time sheet, I'm still on the clock for another hour. Now I've also added 3 hours to whatever I did this morning, just so I do it. Now I can put you down and bring back. So yeah, that's what I'm making for my next excursion. Yeah, I make $270 a day. So they also got a $2 pay raise. No, I got a $2 an hour pay raise.
running at second base, number 5, Anna Marie Sternisha, and leading
Sternisha now running at second now.
Bailey Ainsworth.
Ainsworth coming in. As this will be 189th pitch for her coming up now. As she is 11 away from 200 pitches so far. And pops it foul. 11 away. Now 10. And now 0-1, no balls in the strike. Discussion now between the batter and the coach. The batter back into the batter's box here. No balls and a strike. Runner over at second here. Bottom half of the 11th inning of play, and an exciting game so far. Here's the pitch, fouls that one away, and it will come back down as it is back onto the concrete by the building, as it hit just the right spot of the building here to come back into play. No balls, 2 strikes here. And that's going to be called for a ball there. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. And there it is. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner at second, swing and a miss. Kind of strikes her out. And now we go to the right fielder. Jetfield now coming up. Or Sheffield coming up, 1 for 3. Just trying to get that runner home.
Hit it hard, hit it hard.
Both teams struggling to get that runner past third base. Here's the pitch.
Oh, good eye.
Ball misses there. The count now is 1 ball, no strikes, 1 away.
Final barrel, let's go.
Bottom of the 11th inning. Looks in, has her sign. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be called for a strike that time. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Batter steps out for a second with the time. Looking in, has the sign. Here's the pitch, fouls it away. Stays at 1-2 now.
Let's go. You only need 1. Let's go.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Steps back in. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikes her out as it's out number 2 now. And Tubbs coming back up to bat, seeing if she can get this runner home from second. Tubbs back in. Has the number from the coach, and she looks at the wristband to make sure she knows what kind of pitch and the location based off the number. And a base hit that is going to get down. Oh, it's going to be called foul. And that's going to be called foul. And that will not count. The run will not come around as it was foul. Just missing foul. As it was close to fair, but it just barely went foul. So a chance for a walk-off there, and it was just foul. That if it hit foul, it was barely missing.
Busca el video, busca el video.
That's overall. Eric, just call it softball.
Eric, we don't have it. I wish we did, but
So just a long foul that time. A long foul is what the official ruling will be. So we'll try it again. Runner stays at second. It's no balls and a strike here. Runner stays at second. Same hit, but being fair will help. Try, just catch the corner of the plate that time. No balls, 2 strikes here to the batter. No balls, 2 strikes to the batter here. Looking in. Has the sign. Here's the pitch. A foul ball that time. Goes out of play, and it's now going to stay at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Bottom half of the 11th inning of play. So here we go, another 0-2 count. If you're just joining us in this game. Tied at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Ball that gets away. Runner will make her way over to third, and it's a 1-2 count. Here's the ground ball that time. It's going to go to the pitcher. Run will come across, but it won't count, will it? And no, she's out. She's out. So we played 11, and we're still tied 2-all.
Hey, you got...
Don't matter when you get that knee against that plate.
¿Quién es?
20 veces.
No, ella está llorando, ella está haciendo show, ella sí que es una llorona.
Lorenzo hits no errors and one left. The Mustangs in the 11th. We head to the 12th, still tied at 2.
Empatado en la 10, en la 11. Empatado en la 11, en la primera.
A veces no le dio un brazo.
¿Y quién es esa que está? Mira, de 2 a 19, 2 y 25 llega la mañana.
Yes, 360 is the record of all softball.
No son la 1 y media. Esos eran los tuyos también.
Pro. He's 34 years old.
From your vantage point.
La chamanita esa dio una línea por tercera, cabrón. Tan igual hizo, papi, te lo juro. Adentro, porque estoy aquí, yo lo vi.
Yeah, because they can't see it from there angle. They can't see it because it's tough to tell. From this angle, it's a judgment. It's a judgment call. It really is a judgment call.
Even
right here, it's pretty tight. Yeah. It's a big judgment call, and I mean, one side's going to be happy. Right, one side's going to be happy.
Never going for the river for most pitchers.
¿Por quién es esa?
Yeah, she hit 200 that last year. This is actually going to tie our record for longest program.
360 is the record.
This is going to tie our record for longest game in program. I know, this is going to tie it. This is our 12th.
It's Our Lady of the Lakes. This is it right here.
Yeah.
With the way the trainer returned it.
At the beginning of the season,
Re-aggravated now.
Well, the trainer said that their left fielder had a knee brace on. Yeah. That's why it didn't hurt. Kind of startled her. I forgot he was wearing one there, but
As we're getting ready here for the 12th inning of play, as this ties CBC softball program history for longest game going into the 12th. As it will be Hagens now coming up to bat here.
29 for 9.
And 29 for 9 now.
Running in second base, number 29, Corinne Miller.
And Miller coming up to run in.
Leading off the top of the 12th for William Woods, the center fielder, Riley Hagens.
And Hagens, the center fielder, coming up, and she is coming in, and she's 1 for 4 today. As we welcome again, as we welcome you here to the 12th inning of play. See, Hagens steps back into the batter's box here. Here's the pitch. Here's the bunt. Third baseman has it. Throws over to first in time for out number 1. So 1 away, but she will move that runner over to third as she is 90 feet away from taking the lead here in the 12th inning of play. Klassmeyer coming up to bat. She's at winning the callers. She's 0 for 3 today. So she'll stay.
For the first time almost 20 years.
She'll step back out as they're checking the lineup cards. And number 34, Taylor Lorraine's now coming in to hit. So they're stepping back in. Here's the pitch to Lorraine's. A ball just missing there. And looking in for the 1-0 to Lorraine's, the pitch. High fly ball, pops it up, center fielder going back to the wall, off the wall. One run will come across the score here for William Woods, and she will hold up with a RBI double to start off here in the top of the 12th. And we'll go back to the top of the order as Lewis comes back up to bat. And she is 2 for 5 today. And Lewis now back up to bat here. And number 20 coming in to run. As it will be Jaden Swift coming into run over at second. So she will be the insurance run here in the 12th inning of play if they can get her across with one away. One out, a double that will bring the RBI in to take the lead here for William Woods. So runner now over at second base. Chance now for William Woods to extend their lead. So runner now, here's the pitch. Fouls that one out of play. Hit off one of the trees. No balls, one strike, one out. As we're here, and the top half of the 12th inning of play. Here's the pitch to Lewis. Ball right there. And throw over to third, it gets away. Runner now will make her way home. Throw home, and the runner is sliding safe. So I want to call that one an E2 that time, as that was the catcher trying to go over to third on the play there. So there's a 2-run lead. One count. Here's the look in. Here's the pitch. Ball right there. And 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 away. Top half of the 12th inning of play. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Ball just misses there. 3 balls and a strike, and 1 away. Batters count here with a 3-1. Looking in for her sign. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one away and stays alive. Or makes it now 3-2. Full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And nobody is on. 3-2, 1 away. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one away. Stays alive at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes here. And 1 away. As William Woods trying to extend this lead. They're up by 2 now. 4-2. William Woods here in the 12th. Looks in. Here's the pitch. And pops that one up. And that one's going to split the fielders and throw over to second base, or the cutoff is the second baseman, but they will get on anyway. And coming back up is the left fielder in Prince. And she's hitting so far 1 for 5 for the day. a mound visit with all the infielders here, including the catcher, as they're trying to see what they can do here. I don't see anyone overthrowing for CBC behind the dugout there, or around the dugout. Well, I do see one starting to throw. As again, 12th inning of play. It's tied coming into the 12th at 2-all. 2 runs have come across the score so far. Here for William Woods. And now the coach, Fox pitching coach, is coming in today. As Prince coming into the game is hitting a .254 average and slugging .322 on the season. And in the outfield, she's has a 94.3% fielding percentage in this year so far. As all season, she's had a total of only 2 errors in the fielding position. So that's a little bit of her information coming into the game today. Pitcher for CBC's already had 87 pitches. This will be her 88th. Here's the pitch. Ball up high. 1 ball and no strike to her. 1-0 count. Here's the 1-0, the pitch. A high fly ball. Pops that one up. And that is going to be the second out, and then nope, safe at third. He gets underneath the tag there, but it does get the out there for the second out.
Third baseman Jessica Kaiholtz.
Kaiholtz coming up to bat, hitting .303 on the season, .384 slugging percentage, and has had a total of 15 RBIs on the season and only 1 home run. So very good contact hitter so far for them. Here's the pitch. Ball just misses there. 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 away. Top half of the 12th inning of play. Looking in. Has a 1-0 count. The pitch. Pop fly, and that's going to be out of play, and rolls off the roof over the first base stands where William Woods fans are sitting. The count now is 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here comes the 1-1, the pitch. And a pop fly there, and a diving play, and it holds it on as the center fielder, and a great diving attempt there. But 2 runs do come across the score, and now it's William Woods 4, CBC 2, as we go to the bottom half of the 12.
Charlie's reason Toddy 4-3 in the first game of their series. What? Turtle, right? No, Steven beat Charlie's reason. I know. Like I said it, I'm like,
Leading off the bottom of the 12 for the Mustangs.
Go TD.
And Bradley leading it off here for CBC as we welcome you to the bottom of the 12. And also, again, runner is on at second. It's part of the international rules. As we're in the bottom of the 12th, CBC has to get this runner 2 runs need to come across to keep it alive.
Yeah, Tubbs on second.
And Tubbs is over at second now.
Runner on second base is Madeline Tubbs.
So runner on at second is Madeline Tubbs. Again, this runner here could be the potential tying run again. As it's 4-2 now. And William Woods. So it's 4-2. William Woods, runner at second. Here's the pitch up high for a ball. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Runner trying to get home is Tubbs. Here's the pitch. And it's a ball just barely missed the strike zone. Bradley coming in 2 for 5 for the game. Runner over at second. Steps back up. Here's the pitch. Ball that misses there. 3 balls, no strikes. A potential way of walking this runner to the leadoff. Here's the pitch. Right, being called. 3 balls, 1 strike. .206 pitch coming up for her today. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one straight back. Coming up on the full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and nobody out. Started out 3-0 count. The pitcher came back with a 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. That's going to be a foul on that side. Three-two count now. Still remains the same. Runner again, trying to get home. Base hit should bring her home here. Here's the pitch, and well, she'll walk her. The runners are on at first and second.
No shortstop.
The shortstop is True Love coming up now to bat. As it's 209th pitch coming up for her today. There's a swing and a miss to start it off here. As she is 0 for 5, all strikeouts so far. Trying to get that run home. Here's the pitch. Ball just outside. 1 ball and 1 strike here. True Love is trying to get a good pitch and a good hit here. Hasn't had much. There's the pitch. Outside that time. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike here. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners are on at first and second. Runner at first was walked. Runner at second was on due to the international rule for extra innings. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one off. And that one hits the roof and comes back down. It's still 2 balls, 2 strikes. We have 1 more game today. Field is in perfect condition as it's all artificial here. Here's the pitch. Ball misses there. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Respect yours. If you don't want to walk, respect yours.
200 plus pitches so far for this pitcher.
Let's go. Let's go. Trust yourself.
Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. Ball there. Count is full. 3-2 now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runners on at first and second. Pitcher looks in, looks at her number on her wristband for the play. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, and that one's foul. Stays alive at 3-2. That would have easily brought the runner in from second if that was fair. Possibly the runner from first.
Take a yard.
again, trying to get home. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Moves the runner to third, though. And the runner's out at first, but the ground ball does its job and gets that runner home. Or gets the runner to third, excuse me. Hobson coming up to bat now. She has not had an official at bat yet. She is trying to get this runner to come home. Steps in. Here's the pitch. Ball misses there, 1-0. 217 pitches so far for this pitcher. Runner over at second and third now.
Come on, let's go. Be ready. Let's go. Let's not do that today.
Time being called.
Yeah, she's thrown 217. Expect yours, let's go. Hit it hard. That's why they're hit it hard, smack it, let's go. Come on. Don't miss it, let's go. Hey, let's go. Hey, hit it hard, hit it hard. Let's go, hit it hard, let's go. Make a play, let's go.
Back in after the delay of switching out the Rosenbacks. Here's the pitch. Strike being called there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A base hit could possibly tie it here with the runners are both in scoring position at second and third base. She's got the bunt going though. Here's the pitch. There's the bunt, but that's going to be foul, so that will take out with a 2-strike count. That will take out the bunt now. Have to swing away. Because a foul bunt here would be